Fantastic. Next, we are going to be talking about Pomona College. This one I'm really excited to talk about because a lot of people have not heard of it, but it is a great school and we're excited to introduce you to it. So, one of the reasons many people have not heard of it is because it is smaller. It has about 1,800 undergraduate students, and does not have a graduate school. It is a liberal arts college, which means its mission is dedicated to serving undergraduate students. But because it does not have a business school, for example, or a medical school, it has a lower national profile than a university like Stanford or Harvard. But the outcomes, if you're looking at the percentage of students that go on to top law school, top medical school, is very, very strong at Pomona. So Pomona is located in Claremont, California. One thing that is interesting about Pomona is that it is part of the Claremont Consortium. So that means that there are 5 schools that all work together, even though they have their own separate campuses, their own separate cultures. The schools in the Claremont Consortium all allow undergraduates to take classes at any of the other schools. They can play sports with any of the other schools. As a result, it is much more open and there are many more resources than you might expect for a student at Pomona because they can offer a lot more courses than you would think from their size alone. And actually, our next school, which I will let Katja take over, not quite yet because I have a little more to say about Pomona, but just so you all are aware, our next school is going to be another school in this consortium. So it is a very strong consortium. Now, let's get to Claremont. So Claremont, California, where Pomona is located, is kind of a small town. It is near Los Angeles. It's about an hour and a half driving. In terms of academics, Pomona is very selective. Their acceptance rate in 2023, which is the latest year that information was available, was 5.8%. And they had about a 13% acceptance rate for ED applicants. All of their programs are strong, but they are especially good for pre-law, and they have a very strong economics program. They also have a very strong mathematics program, computer science, surprisingly, neuroscience, public policy analysis, and international relations. If you are pre-law or pre-med, it is a great place to be. In terms of what they consider important, as you can see, pretty much everything is important. Rigor of secondary school record, which refers to the difficulty of the courses that you took, your class rank, your academic GPA, your letters of recommendations, your standardized test scores, are considered. So they are important, but they are not going to be the most important factor, but you still need above a certain threshold to be a serious applicant. Application essay, extracurricular abilities, talent, and you can read the rest of it. For the sake of time, I'll kind of go on to some more of the statistics. They waitlisted a little under 1,000 people, about 845, 62 were admitted. And the SAT scores, as you can imagine, are very high at Pomona. The 25% of the class has a 1550 or above, and 25% of the class has a 790 on the math section or above. The average is 1520. And fewer than 25% of the students have an SAT score below 1480. Like all of the other schools that we are talking about, they are very generous with financial aid. They meet 100% of need, which is important because they are very expensive, about $85,000 a year. But unlike some of the other schools on this list, they do give merit aid to a very small percentage of undergraduates, about 1%, but those merit aids can be about $10,000.